All right, good morning. I hereby call this meeting to order. Ask everyone, looks like everyone's in their seats. As you can tell, I am not Bob Peterson. Bob had a little knee replacement done, and we wish him a very speedy recovery. So we have a couple of guests today. We have Mike Patterson, former Secretary of Transportation, and we have Tim Stewart, former Director of the OTA. Glad to have both of you. Welcome. The Commission Secretary will now call the roll.
Mr. Coburn?
Coburn here.
Mr. Grimsley?
Grimsley here.
Mr. Shannon?
Here.
Mr. Freimiller? Mr. Dyson?
Dyson here.
Mr. Alexander? Mr. LaForge?
LaForge here.
Mr. Junk?
Here.
Mr. Peterson?
All right. Director Gatz, you are recognized to present.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I would like to recognize Sean Davis for an announcement.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. With your permission, I'd like to ask Mr. Taylor Henderson to come forward. It gives me great pleasure to announce that Mr. Taylor Henderson has accepted the position as Assistant Director of Operations for ODOT. Mr. Henderson distinguished himself from a group of highly qualified candidates to be chosen for the position. In his new role, Mr. Henderson will work closely with the maintenance, materials, and construction divisions, providing oversight and guidance to these critical areas of the department, concentrating on new technologies, new and improved processes, and the ever-present need to find efficiencies in everything we do. Mr. Henderson began his career with ODOT in 1997, working in the OSU Design Squad. He has served in many roles in his 27-year career, including inspector, assistant resident engineer, district maintenance engineer, and finally, state maintenance engineer. Career highlights include being part of the team that oversaw the emergency rebuilding of the I-40 bridge over the Arkansas River at Webbers Falls in 2002. Being named the I-40 Crosstown Coordinator in 2006, and as resident engineer overseeing major construction projects, which also included portions of the I-40 Crosstown Expressway and the state's first ever single-point urban interchange at the I-40 and Morgan Road. After nearly 20 years in construction, Mr. Henderson crossed over into the maintenance field as the District 5 maintenance engineer, and after excelling in that role, was named the state maintenance engineer in 2018. His foresight, leadership, and dedicated efforts in maintenance have led to many successes, such as ODOT's Maintenance Quality Assurance Program, the in-house Commercial Driver's License Program, and leading the effort to make much-needed improvements to many ODOT-owned facilities to the direct benefit of our employees. Mr. Henderson holds a master's degree in civil engineering from Oklahoma State University, where his two children are also currently enrolled, and he is a licensed professional engineer and currently lives in Weatherford with his wife, Amy. Please congratulate and help me welcome Taylor into his new position.
Congratulations, Mr. Henderson. Item number 111 is the approval of the minutes of the Transportation Commission meeting on August the 5th. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second, LaForge.
And a second? All right. Please cast your vote. Commissioner Junk, please announce your vote.
Yes.
All right, motion passed.
Wait a minute, we've got to have five, don't we?
Do we
got-
need quorum on five?
You have quorum.
Okay, but I'm saying, okay, we did pass, okay. I
Okay.
apologize, okay.
All right, motion passed. The consent docket contains items number 112 through 16. If any commissioner would like to pull an individual item out for discussion, he may do so at this time. Otherwise, I'll hear a motion for approval of the consent docket.
So moved, Coburn.
Motion Coburn. Do I have a second?
Second, LaForge.
All right, second LaForge. Please cast your vote. And Commissioner Junk, please announce your vote.
Junk, yes.
All right, motion passed. Item number 117 is the engineering contracts. Mr. Nguyen, you're recognized to present.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. Item 117 will be the engineering contracts. I have 7 items today. Item A will be all districts statewide. This is for the on-demand shop drawing review. The department has selected 2 firms to provide shop drawing review services. These firms are Consort Engineers, LLC, and RRP Consulting Engineers, LLC. The aggregate not to exceed amount for these 2 contracts is $500,000. Item B, District 2, McCurtain County. The department has selected Jacobs Engineering Group Incorporated to provide preliminary engineering and prepare construction plans for city bridges in Idabel. This is over Mud Creek on Northwest Haskell Street and over Mud Creek on Southwest Guthrie Avenue. The proposed project improvements include replacing the bridges on existing alignment. The not to exceed amount for this contract is $479,296. These projects are included in the Bridge Formula Program, which was approved at the November 6, 2023 Commission meeting. Item C, District 4, Oklahoma County. The department has selected H.W. Lochner Incorporated to provide preliminary engineering and prepare construction plans for 3 bridges in the Oklahoma City metro area. These are I-240 and Eastern Avenue, I-240 and Douglas Boulevard, and I-240 and Hiawassee Road. The proposed project improvements include reconstructing and rehabilitating the existing facilities using bridge rehabilitation. The not to exceed amount for the contract is $574,419. All of these projects are in the 8-year construction work plan. Item D, Commission District 5, Kiowa County. The department has selected Aguirre and Fields, LP, to prepare construction plans for State Highway 9, beginning at the State Highway 44 West Junction at Lone Wolf and extending east 7.8 miles. The proposed project improvements are adding shoulders to a 2-lane road. The not to exceed amount for the contract is $1,215,842, and this project is included in the 8-year construction work plan. Item E, District 8, Delaware County. The department has selected Half Associates Incorporated to provide preliminary engineering and prepare construction plans for City Bridge in Grove. This is over Spring Branch Creek on East O'Daniel Parkway. The proposed project improvement is to replace the existing bridge, or replace the bridge on existing alignment. The not to exceed amount for the contract is $190,393, and this project is included in the Bridge Formula Program, which was approved at the November 6, 2023 Commission meeting. Item F is District 8, Rogers County. The department has selected Walter P. Moore and Associates Incorporated to provide preliminary engineering and prepare construction plans for a city bridge in Inola. This is over Inola Creek on East-West 600 Road. The proposed project improvements is to replace the bridge on existing alignment. The not to exceed amount for the contract is $99,474, and the project is included in the Bridge Formula Program, which was approved at the November 6, 2023 Commission meeting. Finally, item G is in District 8, Tulsa County. The department has selected Guy Engineering Services Incorporated to provide preliminary engineering and prepare construction plans for city bridges in Skiatook. This is over Unnamed Creek on North C Street and over Unnamed Creek on East 5th Street. This one, the proposed project improvements are to replace the bridges on existing alignment. The not to exceed amount for the contract is $478,368. And these projects are included in the Bridge Formula Program, which was approved at the November 6, 2023 Commission meeting. Approval is recommended, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any question? You've heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval of item number 117?
Move to be approved. LaForge.
Second, Coburn.
All right. All right. Please cast your vote. Commissioner Junk, please announce your vote.
Junk, yes.
Motion passes. Item number 118, engineering contract supplements. Mr. Nguyen, you are recognized to continue.
Yes, sir, thank you. Item 118 will have 8 items. Item A is all districts statewide on-demand multi-dimensional design support services. This will be supplement number 2 for the contracts. The department previously selected 3 consulting firms to provide multi-dimensional design support services. These firms are Freese and Nichols Incorporated, Garver LLC, and Jacobs Engineering Incorporated. The total aggregate increase for these contract supplements is $3 million. Item B, all districts statewide on-demand state bridge rehabilitation. This will be supplement number 1 for all the contracts. The department previously selected 6 consulting firms to provide state bridge rehabilitation services. These firms are Aguirre and Fields LP, EST Incorporated, Garver LLC, MacArthur Associated Consultants LLC, MKEC Engineering Incorporated, and Poe and Associates Incorporated. The total aggregate increase for these contract supplements is $1,500,000. Item C, all districts statewide on-demand cultural resources inventories, National Register of Historic Places evaluations, and mitigation proposals. This will be supplement number 1. The department previously selected 7 consulting firms to provide cultural resources inventories, NRHP evaluations, and mitigation proposals. The department is looking to supplement only 1 of the 7 contracts to allow that firm to continue work on a complicated cultural resources project. That firm is Integrated Environmental Solutions, LLC, and the total increase for this contract supplement is $300,000. Item D, District 3, Cleveland County, this will be supplement number 4. The department previously authorized C.H. Guernsey and Company to prepare construction plans for State Highway 9 from 0.2 miles west of the Pottawatomie County line, extending east 5.5 miles to State Highway 102. This is just west of Tecumseh. This supplement is for additional engineering to develop final construction plans. The not-to-exceed value for this supplement is $50,235, and the project is included in the 8-year construction work plan. Item E, District 3, Okfuskee County, supplement number 1. The department previously authorized Half Associates Incorporated to prepare construction plans for I-40 from Clearview Road east to US 75 south. This supplement is for additional engineering to develop final construction plans. The not-to-exceed value for this supplement is $300,861, and this project is included in the 8-year construction work plan. Item F, District 4, K County, supplement number 1. The department previously authorized Tetra Tech Incorporated to perform preliminary engineering and prepare construction plans for State Highway 11 over Thompson Creek and Deer Creek. Both of these are near the Grant County line. This supplement is for additional engineering to develop final construction plans. The not-to-exceed amount for the supplement is $6,293, and both projects are in the 8-year construction work plan. Item G, District 4, Logan County, supplement number 3. The department previously authorized EST Incorporated to prepare construction plans for State Highway 105 from the junction of State Highway 33, extending east 6.5 miles. This is on the east side of Guthrie. The supplement is for additional engineering to develop final construction plans. The not-to-exceed amount for the supplement is $59,834. This project is included in the 8-year construction work plan. And finally, item H, District 7, Caddo County, supplement number 2. The department previously authorized H.W. Lochner Incorporated to prepare construction plans for State Highway 58 from the junction of State Highway 58 and State Highway 19 west, extending north 5.65 miles. This supplement is for additional engineering to develop final construction plans. The total not-to-exceed amount for the supplement is $601,115, and the project is included in the 8-year construction work plan. Approval is recommended, but happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? All right, you've heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval of item number 118?
So move.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
Second, Coburn.
All right, please cast your votes. Commissioner Junk, please announce your vote.
Junk, yes.
All right, motion passed. Thank you. Item number 119 is the change orders with a cumulative total of $150,000 or less. This is for information only. Mr. Leonard, you're recognized to present.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I'd like to present item number 119, parts A through OO. These are change orders on projects which have a cumulative total of change orders of $150,000 or less. This item is presented for your information only, and no action is necessary, but I'd certainly be glad to answer any questions.
All right. If there are no questions, Mr. Leonard, you're recognized to present item number 120, change orders with a cumulative total greater than $150,000.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, item 120, parts A through S. These are change orders on projects which have a cumulative total of change orders greater than $150,000. Your approval is recommended, and I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions? All right, you've heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval of item number 120?
So moved, Grimsley.
Okay, Grimsley, and second?
Second,
Second,
Coburn.
LaForge.
Okay, second LaForge. Please cast your vote. Commissioner Junk, please announce your vote.
Junk, yes.
Motion passed. Thank you.
Excuse me, before you,
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I got a procedural question. Just, are the, that threshold of 150 that doesn't require a vote from us, is that statutory or is that an internal policy, out of curiosity? Anybody
It's
know?
The ability to give that power to the director is statutory, and the $150,000 is in the administrative code.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
You bet.
All right. Item number 121 is damage to state property settlement. Ms. Penn, you're recognized to present.
Good morning, Commissioners. On March 23, 2023, in Elk City, a motorist drove the wrong way on I-40, resulting in a head-on collision with a semi-truck, which caused the semi-truck to collide with a cable barrier owned by ODOT. The damage required to repair or replace the cable barrier is $19,560.05. As a result of the motorist having only the minimum required insurance coverage, the insurance payment is prorated between the damage to the semi-truck and ODOT. The share proposed to be remitted to ODOT is $4,500. The Office of General Counsel has reviewed the cost to litigate and the likelihood of successful collection versus the time value of money and the preference of District 5 to have the money in hand, and has determined that accepting the settlement offer of the insurance company is more cost-effective to ODOT. Your approval is requested.
All right. You've heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval of item number 121?
Move for approval, LaForge.
Okay, motion LaForge. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Cast your vote. Commissioner Junk, please announce your vote.
Junk, yes.
All right. Motion passed. Item number 122 is the final approval of the county designation order for fiscal year 2025 office system. Mr. Mitchell, you're recognized to present.
Good morning, Commissioners. The designation order under Title 69 Oklahoma Statute 636.3 subsection B prioritizes counties for participation in the County Equipment Revolving Fund. This order is determined based on funds provided by the Oklahoma Tax Commission for gross production taxes. The Department of Transportation County Advisory Board has approved this order so that all counties can participate in the Equipment Revolving Fund. Approval is recommended.
All right, you've heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval of item number 122?
So moved, Coburn.
Coburn, do I have a second?
Second, Grimsley.
Second, Grimsley. All right, please cast your vote. Commissioner Junk, please announce your vote.
Junk, yes.
Motion passed. Thank you. Item number 123 is emergency declaration. This is for information only. Mr. Davis, you are recognized to present.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is emergency declaration information only item. It's District 5 out in Beckham County. On Saturday, August 17th, ODOT District 5 was made aware of an overheight vehicle impact at the Randall Street Bridge over I-40 within the city limits of Elk City, Oklahoma. ODOT Bridge Division was notified and immediately mobilized to the site and determined that, although I-40 could remain open, Randall Street should be closed to through traffic until a more thorough inspection could be performed. On Monday, August 19th, ODOT Bridge Division returned and performed a hands-on inspection, revealing the primary point of impact was to span 2, beam 1, centered on diaphragm 2, and subsequent impacts also occurred to span 2, beams 3 and 4. Due to the extensive damage to the structure, it was recommended that it remain closed until repairs could be completed. The full closure of the bridge using signs and concrete barriers was performed by District 5 traffic crew in conjunction with the City of Elk City personnel. This structure carries an estimated 1,650 vehicles per day. District 5 forces do not have the capability to perform this type of repair work, so it was recommended that an emergency project be initiated immediately to repair the 3 beams and damage to other associated bridge members. In accordance with Title 61 of the Oklahoma State Statutes, Section 130, and the Oklahoma Administrative Code, Section 730, 1-5-1, parenthesis 4, Director Gatz has authorized an emergency repair project for this structure with an estimated cost of $670,000 with an estimated start date window of between September 12th and 16th. Again, this is for information only, but I'll be happy to answer any questions.
I have a quick question for you. Are there any best practices in the country to deal, is it just something we can't do much about. I don't know.
At this point, there's not much we can do about, you know, we have a maximum height in the state, and a lot of folks just, you know, they don't check it before they get on the highway. This is gonna happen.
Well, on behalf of the great city of Elk City, I apologize.
I figure you are very familiar with this area, sir.
We didn't need an Elk City day here at the commission meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Item number 124 is proposed bid openings. Ms. Bryant, you're recognized to present.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Item 124, proposed bid openings, consist of the final October 2024 and the tentative November 2024 bid openings. The department recommends approval.
All right, you've heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval of item number 124?
LaForge, move for approval.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All right, please cast your vote. Commissioner Junk, please announce your vote.
Junk, yes.
Motion passed. Thank you. Item number 125 is awards. Mr. Goka, you're recognized to present.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Item 125 is awards for the August bid openings. It will be in two parts. Part A is from the August 8th, 2024 regular bid opening. It is recommended that the following items from the August 8th bid opening referred to by call order be awarded. 700, 705, 710, 715, 720, 725, 730, 735, 740, 741, 745, 750, 760, and 765. Part B is for the August 15th regular bid opening. It is recommended that the following items from the August 15th regular bid opening referred to by call order be awarded. 800, 805, 815, 820, 825, 830, 835, and 845. It is recommended that the following items from the August 15th, 2024 bid opening referred to by call order be rejected. 795 and 840. This concludes the recommendations. Approval is requested.
All right, you've heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval of item number 125?
So move, Coburn.
Motion Coburn. Do I have a second?
Second, LaForge.
All right. Please cast your vote. Commissioner Junk, please announce your vote.
Junk, yes.
Motion passed. Thank you. Item number 126 is the director's report. But before you get started there, Mr. Gatz, we would like to present you with your 35-year service pin.
Years. It's how long? 35 years is how long?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I could not be more honored to have served the citizens of the state of Oklahoma and this commission, this agency, for 35 years. It's, like I said, every minute of it has been exceptional. The best agency, the best people to work with in state government, and I'm grateful for every minute that I've spent. So, again, thank you very much for that recognition, unexpected recognition. You know, the work that Sean does as our Director of Operations is significant. You know, if you think about almost 2/3 of our personnel work under the umbrella of operations. more than 70% of all our resources materialize in maintenance activities and construction projects in operations. So big job. Sean's done exceptional work. But at the same time, we were at a point where we need some help. And we need Sean to be able to balance the things that are on his plate. And so again, I could not be more excited for the opportunity that Taylor is stepping into. He's going to have an immediate impact on our capabilities, and I really want to congratulate him and welcome him into that new role. So Taylor, congratulations. Talked about I-40 and Elk City, and saw a picture of that. You know, what that really boils down to, and unfortunately, about 10 days later, that happened on August 17th, and on August 27th, we had a truck with the dump bed up on Interstate 35 that hit a monotube overhead sign. And you know, both of those are examples of things that we experience, Commissioner Grimsley, to your point, way too often out on our highway system. You know, we have a legal height of 14 feet, and if you have an overheight load, which we often do, those have to be specifically routed. But a lot of times, what these types of bridge hits boil down to is just make sure that you've measured your load that you're carrying. Make sure that if you're hauling a piece of equipment or anything else that could ride up in transit, make sure it's chained down. Make sure that load is secured. And in the instance of the dump truck, man, you just have to pay attention to what you're doing out there and recognize the responsibility that you have as a traveler on the highway system. But you know, the unsecured loads, when you have conditions like that, you know, you don't just endanger the highway infrastructure, you endanger the people that are out there traveling with you. So it's a huge safety concern. And, you know, that just kind of serves as a reminder to all of us that are out there. Number one, you've got to be prepared to practice defensive driving because you never know when something like this might happen in front of you. And, you know, first and foremost, we really want anybody that's hauling anything, whether you're doing it in your pickup bed or whether you're hauling it on a semi-tractor trailer, we want to make sure that you're taking care of your business, making sure that you've got your load well secured and measured. And that's our ask, is we recognize the conduct of commerce every day is going to happen. That's a big part of what our highway system is there for. But we want everybody to take a little extra diligence and a little extra time to make sure they're traveling out there safely. So, had the opportunity a couple weeks ago to go down to Gainesville in Texas on I-35 and participate in the groundbreaking for a pretty significant project down there. Certainly a significant one for the state of Oklahoma, about a $480 million project, mostly on the Texas side of the Red River. That will improve, enhance capacity on I-35 and also replace the Red River bridges. Really excited to have a chance to go down there and stand with TxDOT and celebrate the start of a very significant project. Texas and ODOT, so Oklahoma and Texas, share the responsibility for the bridges over the Red River. JERP and District 7 have done a great job coordinating with TxDOT to get prepared for this project. We've got about a $37 million part of it, not including the bridges, but that is on the Oklahoma side of the line that will land that. It's a 6-laning, but the bridges that are being built will be able to support 8 lanes of traffic in the future if required. And we pretty well think it's going to be required at some point. The traffic growth and the volumes that we see in the I-35 corridor, as we've recognized many times, is not getting smaller. Fastest growing corridor between Kansas City and San Antonio in the United States is the I-35 corridor. but not just on I-35. We feel the gravitational pull of the Dallas-Fort Worth area across our entire southern border, whether that's from Wichita Falls all the way over to Sherman, Denison area. So we've got a lot of things happening down there that we have to pay attention to, but this is a big step. TxDOT's only got a couple of segments of I-35 to go before we've got 6 lanes all the way down to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're working hard with the resources that we can muster on the Oklahoma side to make sure we're taking care of our capacity issues also. I want to talk just for a second about fourth quarter redistribution. At the end of every federal fiscal year, the Federal Highway Administration looks at the revenues that are outside of the formula programs, you know, the things that we do in our everyday business, but some of the discretionary pots of money and other things that didn't get spent. And then they come back to the states with that funding capability, and they ask us if we have projects that are in a state of readiness and a willingness to commit next year's contract authority to advance some of those projects. And this year, it was significant. I think Federal Highways ended up with almost $9 billion of that funding capability, and the state of Oklahoma mustered about $119 million worth of projects. That doesn't bring us new money. What it does is actually allow us to do some projects faster. In the environment that we're in right now with inflationary pressures, that helps us get everything done this year that we have the ability to get done. But I want to brag on the team a little bit because they work pretty darn hard, and coordinating with Federal Highways to make sure that we've got resources aligned in the right funding categories, and then really looking at the prioritization of projects is a group effort. And certainly Daniel Wynn and his team in project delivery, Shelley Hilmus and her side on the financials, and then everybody else that's got a hand in getting projects ready to go out the door is what makes that possible for us. So again, congratulations to them for their work that they did around helping Federal Highways effectively commit some money and get some projects done a little bit faster. Major projects that are upcoming, we've got another project on Route 66. It's in close proximity to the Yellow Bridge on Route 66 that we've just recently opened. That bridge replacement is there at 281 and Route 66, and it's over an unnamed creek that's just north of Hinton in Caddo County. About a $3 million contract, and that'll again widen and do some work on what we call the Tower Bridge. And that was awarded in July. Getting ready to go under construction. We hope to complete it by springtime of 2025, and that'll get us finished well ahead of the Route 66 Centennial celebration. That will include some traffic impacts because it requires a full road closure of north and southbound on 281 there. And the local detour is going to be in place for the extent of that closure. We got a few questions around how come we couldn't get that done at the same time we completed the Yellow Bridge project. And it's a simple fact that because of the proximity between the two bridges, we had property there that would have been cut off if we would have completely closed that. So again, there was a logical sequence of that work. The good news is we're going to get about the business of the project, try to get out of there by springtime. So should be relatively fast in perspective of transportation projects, but we recognize the inconvenience that causes for the locals and the traveling public, so we're going to do everything we can to get it done as fast as possible. Also, we have a resurfacing project coming up on I-35 at Memorial Road here in District 4. That's a bridge and surface project around Edmond. This is the first phase of one-way frontage road conversion on I-35 through Edmond. It's going to start by the end of September and finish in the summer of 2025. This starts us in motion to add some new turnaround bridges at 33rd Street, 15th Street, and 2nd Street. And before we can begin the work on those bridges, we need to improve the shoulders to be able to move the traffic around and try to keep traffic flowing while we do that more major construction work. And that'll help us minimize the impact of traffic. Down the line, we've got additional projects that will tie all of this together. And again, optimize traffic on the main line and on the frontage road. So they'll begin to work together as a system. Those turnarounds really improve the traffic functionality of the frontage roads. And, you know, that section up there of Interstate 35 carries about 84,000 cars a day. So anything that we can do to make traffic flow better, and again, we've got a good plan up there and working with the city. I want to recognize the city of Edmond for their fellowship and partnership in the long-term project. So working on that right now. And then I want to call everybody's attention to a project out on State Highway 152. That's a widening, and it's between State Highway 44 and Dill City, just on the east side of Sayre in Ouachita County. We're going to start that thing in early 2025, so shortly after the first of the year. We think it'll take about a year to get done, and it's part of our efforts to add shoulders in the 152 corridor. And this one fits right into that rural two-lane highway, carries almost 2,000 cars a day, and it's another one that we need to put safety shoulders on. So great step in the right direction in District 5, and we've got a few projects left there in the 152 corridor, but we're making significant strides towards making that a much safer corridor to travel in. 152 carries a lot of energy-related traffic, and it also carries a lot of oversized and overheight loads, and we need to make that corridor as good as we can make it. Congratulations to District 4 and Trenton and his people. Lincoln Boulevard, we've got the northbound Lincoln to westbound I-44 ramp is the work on that project has been completed now. The ramp's back open, so drivers can now use that when they're leaving the Capitol Complex area. There's still work going on up there, so it's an active construction zone and will be, but we're trying our best to wrap that thing up by October, and that will represent the finish and the completion of all of the phases of that interchange at 235 and I-44. Again, the improvements in traffic flow through that interchange have been nothing short of phenomenal, but it's, like I said, best I can tell, price tag approaching about $500 million, and it's taken us more than 20 years to get all the phases of that completed. But it's really good to get a project like that behind us. And again, congratulations to Trenton and his team for minimizing the length of the closure that we had there on the Lincoln ramp. Our safety campaign this month is slow down and move over. You know, we've got a new move over law on the books to protect enforcement officers, first responders, and our tow truck and record drivers that are such important partners when we have either a crash out on the highway system or a disabled vehicle. And what we're asking the traveling public to do is, and again, it's on the books now in law, we really need you to slow down, move over if you can, and pay attention to those flashing lights. And it really doesn't make any difference whether it's red and blues on a first responder or emergency vehicle, or whether it is just a disabled vehicle parked on the shoulder with its flashers on. We really want you to pay attention, particularly to those types of events. If you can move over a lane, move over. If you can't, slow your speed a little bit. Make sure that you're being mindful of that disabled vehicle. And part of that is, you know, us, again, in our responsibility as drivers, put away your distractions. You know, don't be on the cell phone, don't be texting while you're driving. Make sure you're paying attention to what's in front of you. And man, as always, nobody ever leaves the house in the morning expecting to be involved in a crash, but they happen every day. And if you're not buckled up, the results of one of those crashes can be a whole lot worse for you. So We ask everybody, again, pay attention, buckle up, and be careful out there on the highways. Observe the posted speed limit always, but when you see one of these events on the shoulder, on the side of the road, slow down a little bit. Take care of business out there. Mr. Chairman, the one announcement, I've been in contact with Joey Kelly of the Turnpike Authority Board, and as the commissioners may know, the Turnpike Authority Board meeting follows the commission meeting on the Tuesday, and they have had some circumstances that are going to prevent them from having a quorum tomorrow, so they will reschedule their board meeting. Just wanted to announce that publicly and make sure that everybody knew that they were going to have to shuffle. They haven't determined what the date will be yet, but they'll announce that publicly. But everybody needs to recognize they will not have their regular board meeting tomorrow. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I would stand for any questions that the commission may have of me. And
Sir?
One question, Mr. Director. On the funding, the additional or the leftover funding that the feds have that they disperse on projects, I know you explain this to me every year. Can you explain it one more time, why it's not new money? How is that not new money? If there was money left over and they're dispersing it to the states that they weren't going to disperse, why is that not new money? Or how is that not?
so there is a lot of minutia behind fourth quarter redistribution, but I'm going to give you my best summary. And what it is there are lots of discretionary programs that are administered under the highway bill right now, including discretionary programs like grant programs, the TIFIA loan program that we have taken advantage of at such exceptional interest rates is never utilized to the full extent of the dollars that they set aside to use for that program. So that creates this annual overage of that fiscal year's commitments of federal funds. The feds want us to spend all of those dollars as states. So when they can't do it in the discretionary programs that are not necessarily administered by us, they come back to us and say, hey, can you help us spend this fiscal year's money? Because that's not dedicated to us, then all it is, if we have contract capability in the coming fiscal years and the projects in the right categories, we can go ahead and commit and spend those dollars faster. But again, it's residual money that has to get spent. They haven't accumulated, the projects that were supposed to spend those monies didn't go away. So they're may occur next year, and that's why it's not new money. We've just got to spend our dollars faster. As I've also told you, I'm not a huge fan of discretionary programs. I believe a lot of these dollars should be flowing through the formula to the states, but I will qualify that until we get a $125 million grant on the Roosevelt Bridge, which I think is a good deal. We won't have any trouble spending those dollars quickly. But again, in the totality of the program, it's dollars that couldn't be spent for one reason or another this fiscal year that have to be spent before the end, and or at least committed. And the states always step up and help the federal highways make sure we don't leave one penny on the table. Does that make sense? I know it doesn't make sense. It's hard to wrap your mind around it. Certainly for me. But again, a dollar spent today is better than a dollar spent tomorrow, especially with the inflationary pressures we've been spending. So we're always going to try to take advantage of it. But, and again, that's why I like to brag on the team, because you can imagine the whirlwind and the challenge that presents for states to try to, number one, turn over every couch cushion that we can to find the contract capability and then advance those projects. And it can be tough on us. So,
Anything else? Director Gatz, I think I speak on behalf of the other commissioners when I say congratulations on your 35-year career, and we hope you have many more to come.
Thank you, Commissioners.
All right, with that said, I need a motion for item number 127, which is adjournment.
LaForge, so moved.
Motion LaForge, need a second?
Coburn, second.
Coburn, second. Please cast your vote. Commissioner Junk, please announce your vote.
Junk, yes.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you.